presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look at the sky! Look! It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman!
And now, Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who fights a never-ending battle against crime and injustice, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan daily. As our story opens today, Kent and his editor, Perry White, are on their way to the Chinese section of the city in response to an urgent summons from Dr. Chi Wan, learned scholar and collector of Oriental art. Darkness has fallen, and the narrow, winding streets are empty, save for a few wraith-like figures half hidden in shadowed doorways. Here and there, a dim light burns in a store window piled high with bits of jade, lacquered boxes, and all manner of strange curios from a land beyond the seas. The unearthly silence is broken only by the purr of a motor car. Listen.
Isn't it a little strange that Dr. Wan didn't tell you why he wanted to see you, Mr. White?
Well, if you know Orientals, Kent, they don't say much over the telephone. It's an instrument of the devil, and they don't trust it.
Oh, but surely Dr. Wan doesn't feel that way. Wasn't he educated here in the United States?
Yes, but the Chinese have certain inborn superstitions that even education won't eradicate. Once an Oriental, always an Oriental. Hey, here, take it easy. I think that's the house over there. Number 44. Pull up to the curb.
Okay. Well?
Mm-hmm. Let's get out. You better lock the car.
Okay. There.
Now, come on. Chi-Wan owns this jewelry store and lives above it.
Yeah, but this store looks closed to me.
He said to come up to his apartment.
Oh.
I guess we go through this hallway.
Yeah. Well, it sure is dark in here.
Well, light a match, Kent, so we can find the stairway.
All right. Oh, there it is. I'll lead the way.
I don't know what's on Wan's mind, but it better be mighty important. Or I'll wring his neck for dragging me down here at this hour of the night.
Uh-oh. The match went out. Hold on, I'll light another.
Kent, look out!
What happened?
Someone threw a knife at us. I saw him when you lit that match.
What?
Crouched down there in the hallway.
Well, is he still there?
No, he ran outside.
Well,
In the maze of narrow streets out there, you'd never find him. Now, where's the knife?
Wait a minute. Here, stuck in one of the steps.
You're a lucky boy, Kent. Missed your back by a fraction of an inch.
Oh, I'll see.
Here, wrap a handkerchief around the handle and pull it out.
Okay.
Maybe Chi-Wan can explain this attempt at murder. Come on, let's get up to his apartment before someone else decides to use us as a target. I should have known we'd run into something screwy down in this neck of the woods.
And you cannot know, my honored friend, how pained I would have been if harm had befallen you.
Not nearly as pained as Clark Kent would have been if that knife had landed in his back instead of the step. Lucky thing I happened to look around just as that yellow devil let it fly.
It was one of my countrymen?
Yeah, I think so. Now, look here, Chi-Wan. What's this all about? People don't go around hurling knives at strangers without reason.
There is reason. Good and ample reason. May I speak freely?
Go right ahead. Kent's one of my ace reporters. I brought him along because he has a peculiar knack for ferreting things out.
Don't count too much on that, Dr. Wan.
Mr. Kent, in this hour of tribulation, I must count on everything. As you are no doubt aware, I'm an importer of Chinese art treasures.
Yeah, so Mr. White told me.
Through my hands have passed priceless vases of the Ming Dynasty, hand-wrought silver that once adorned the throne of the Emperor Lao Tang, chests of inlaid teak wood, the beauty of which is beyond description.
Yes, we know all that, Chi-Wan. Now, come on, get to the point.
Patience, my honored friend, patience. My father once told me, it is only a fool who hurries to the grave.
Nobody's asking you to hurry to your grave.
Unfortunately, the grave is my destination.
What? What's that?
Yes, they are closing in on me like dark shadows of night. There is no escape.
What in the name of heaven are you talking about?
Before the next sun rises, I will be dead.
What do you mean, Dr. Wan?
Have you lost your mind? Well, in all my born days,
Please. There is a little time, and I have much to tell you. But first, you must give me your solemn oath that not one word of what I am about to tell you will ever pass your lips.
Well, it all depends, Chi-Wan. If it's information the police should have, I'm not going to hold it back.
Believe me, honored friend, the police can be of no assistance, or I should have called on them long ago.
Well, all right, you can trust me with your secret.
And you, Mr. Kent?
Well, of course.
I am grateful to you both. Now, if you will bear with me, I shall try to tell you why I have asked your assistance. Forgive me if I speak softly. It is said that sometimes even the walls have ears. In 1930, while traveling through western China, I discovered in an ancient temple in the province of Shenzhen a goatskin manuscript written by an unknown scholar 3,000 years ago.
It's a long way back, Dr. Wan.
The Chinese Empire is more than 4,000 years old, Mr. Kent.
Oh, what about the manuscript? What was on it?
The characters were faded almost beyond legibility. But by dint of patient effort and the use of a high-powered magnifying glass, I was able to decipher them.
Go on. What did it say?
You will not believe me, but there, written on a square of goatskin 3,000 years old, was the secret of everlasting life.
Wan, that the manuscript contained a formula for keeping human beings alive forever?
No, Mr. Kent.
I thought I heard wrong.
You did not, honored friend. The manuscript said that he who finds the 10 teeth of the sacred green dragon will have life everlasting.
No. Wait a minute, Chiwan. I'm a busy man. I run a newspaper, and the owners of that newspaper don't pay me to chase pink elephants or green dragons.
Please, I beg of you, do not treat this matter lightly.
Well, if you think either Kent or myself can waste time hunting for a green dragon, well...
I have already found the dragon.
Where, Dr. Wan?
In the ruins of the Shenzhen temple. It was an idol, hand-carved. But the teeth were missing. Vandals had stolen them.
Who'd want a handful of teeth, even from a green dragon?
You do not understand. The 10 teeth of the sacred dragon are 10 pieces of pure jade, each one of which is engraved with a Chinese symbol.
Go on, Doctor.
Each symbol describes a rare herb found only in the lofty mountains of western China. When all 10 herbs are combined, ground into a powder, that powder renders the human body free of disease forever.
And you believe that, Chiwan?
I cannot help but believe it. For even now, I have in my possession 9 of the dragon's teeth.
Where did you find them?
All over the world, Mr. Kent. Some have been set in rings, others in necklaces.
You say you have 9. What about the 10th?
I failed to find it until a month or so ago when I learned it was in the possession of one Walter Hoffman, a dealer in precious stones. I sent a trusted employee to purchase it from Hoffman. But therein I made my mistake.
How come?
This employee, Hu Ling, had assisted me in deciphering the manuscript and knew the secret of the dragon's teeth.
And he told Hoffman.
Exactly, Mr. Kent. In order that Hoffman might demand an exorbitant price for the one piece he had.
Oh, I'm surprised Hoffman didn't offer to buy the 9 pieces of jade you have after hearing the story.
He knew that was impossible. And so he has been trying to get them in another way. That is why my life is in danger. That is why I have asked you two to help me. They are watching this house night and day. If I attempted to leave, I would never reach the street alive. With you two, it is different.
Oh, yeah? What about that knife Kent almost got in the back?
A mistake, I am certain. Hoffman would not risk killing a white man. But, of course, if you are afraid...
We're not afraid, Dr. Wan. What do you want us to do?
I want you to take the box containing the 9 pieces of jade.
Yes?
If anything happens to me, deliver the box to Professor Henry Wells, head of the Oriental Department at the National Museum, and tell him what I have told you.
All right.
And another thing, you must promise me that if ever the dragon's teeth reveal the secret, that it will be given to the world without cost.
Kent, do you think it's safe for us to carry that stuff out of here? What if some of Huffman's hired killers pounce on us?
We'll keep an eye out now that we know the setup.
You know, T1, it'd be much simpler to just call the cops.
No, there would be questions to answer, stories in the newspapers. It is best that only a few be aware of the dragon's teeth, lest all of humanity be made to pay dearly for a secret that belongs not to one man, but to the world.
All right, we'll take a chance. Where's the box?
I shall get it. But first, you must join me at tea. Only this morning I received a special shipment of a delicate, aromatic blend. You will like it, I'm sure.
Oh, what's that?
My servant with the tea. Excuse me. Now, if one of you will do me the honor of pouring, I will get the box of jade in the meantime.
Okay, I'll pour.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Well, Kent, what do you make of it?
I don't know, Mr. White. It's puzzling.
Certainly you don't believe that nonsense about the 10 herbs, grinding them into a powder and getting something that'll cure all disease.
Oh, Dr. Wan didn't say it would cure disease. He said it would keep humans from getting diseased.
Whatever he said, it's voodoo stuff, and it doesn't make sense to me. We'll take the box of jade and deliver it to Professor Wells at the National Museum. But as far as believing they have any special value, those dragon's teeth, I don't go for that kind of witchcraft.
Well, that's what people said when the Chinese discovered gunpowder, Mr. White. They called it witchcraft.
I know, but... Say, don't tell me you've fallen for Chi Wan's story. Here, have some tea.
Oh, thanks. I don't drink it. No, I haven't fallen for anything, but it might be possible. After all, doctors have discovered medicines that keep people from contracting various diseases.
We'll see. This tea is good. Leave it to the Chinese to dish up a good cup of tea. Try some, Kent.
No, thanks.
You don't know what you're missing. Nothing like a good cup of tea. Kent!
What's the matter, Mr. White?
My throat. It's tightening up.
Mr. White!
That tea. Poison.
He's collapsed. I'll stretch him out on the couch. There we are. Now to find Dr. Wan. Both doors locked. I'm beginning not to like the looks of this. Dr. Wan! Dr. Wan! No answer. All right, if that's the way the game has to be played.
Superman can play it. Oh, he's sinking fast. White as a ghost. I can barely feel his pulse. Can't waste any time looking for that Chinaman. Got to get Perry White to a doctor, or it may be too late. I'll come back to settle with whoever poisoned that tea. There we are. Now up for the window. And out. Up and away!
Red cloak streaming in the night wind, Superman speeds through the darkness with Perry White limp and unconscious in his arms, racing against the grim specter of death. Meanwhile, back in the editorial rooms of the Daily Planet newspaper, Lois Lane, star girl reporter, questions young Jimmy Olsen, the Planet's copy boy, concerning Clark Kent's whereabouts. Listen.
You say he went out with Mr. White about an hour ago, Jimmy?
That's right, Miss Lane. They went to Chinatown.
Chinatown? What for?
On a story, I guess. I heard Mr. White say he didn't think there was much in it, but he wanted Mr. Kent to come along anyway. Say, Miss Lane, did I ever tell you how they made me a member of the Comanche Indian tribe when I was out west?
Not once, Jimmy, but 10 times. Do you know where in Chinatown they went?
No, I don't know where
Well,
they...
think hard. Did Mr. White say where he was going?
Not to me. He did mention some Chinese name, but I can't remember it. Miss Lane, did you ever hear this one? Confucius say, he who sits on a tack will rise to great heights. Pretty good, huh?
Jimmy, they don't come any worse. Now, please try to think of that name.
Gee, I can't... Wait a minute. G. That's it. Dr. G something.
Dr. Chi Wan.
Yeah, that's it. Say, how'd you know?
Well, Dr. Wan's a well-known Chinese art dealer. They didn't say why they were going, did they?
Not to me. Anyway, how come you're so interested in Clark Kent all of a sudden?
I'm not interested in Clark Kent. I'm interested in seeing that he doesn't get all the big stories the way he has been lately.
Oh, well, this one isn't a big one.
Well, it must be if Perry White went along. Jimmy, I've got a good mind to take a run down there.
Miss Lane, that's a good idea. I'm all through here, so I'll go with you.
No, you better not, Jimmy. Chinatown's a pretty wild place at night.
Oh, it couldn't be any wilder than the West, with Indians and coyotes and shooting.
All right, you win. Now get your hat and coat. I'll meet you downstairs, and don't waste any time about it. Dancing on a drum with about 1,000 Indians circle around me. Me, Miss Lane, because I was their chief. Boy, oh boy, it was some fun. Jimmy, unless you stop telling me about that trip out west over and over again, I'm going to have the driver pull this taxi up to the curb and throw you out.
Oh, gee, Miss Lane, isn't it interesting?
Yes, very interesting. The first time.
Oh, heck, there's so much to tell. Listen, sometime we've got time, I'll tell you all about how Tumbleweed taught me how to shoot a bow and arrow. You see, Tumbleweed was such a good shot himself, he figured with him teaching...
Jimmy...
Okay. Don't say another word. Hey, where are we anyway?
In Chinatown. Dr. Wan's place is on the next block.
I hope Clark Kent doesn't get mad because we followed him down here.
That's the least of my worry. Well, it looks as though we've arrived.
That'll be 85, lady.
Here you are. All right, Jimmy.
Want me to wait, lady?
No, thanks.
Okay.
Well, now where to, Miss Lane?
That's Dr. Wan's art store, all right. It's closed.
Oh, everything seems to be closed around here.
Oh, there's a man standing on the corner. Maybe he can tell us where Dr. Wan lives, huh? Pardon me, but would you know where Dr. Chi Wan lives?
What? Oh, you don't know how to ask him. Listen to this. Please, you telling me where find the place Chi-Wan livy or something?
Tin Hui no Liang Tao.
Yeah?
Ling Wo Tai Long Lo.
Yeah?
Han Sai Hui Sao Chong.
Okay, thanks. Thanks very much.
Well, what did he say, Jimmy?
See, I don't know. I couldn't understand him.
Well, let's take a look at the store. Tight shut.
Well, there's a card stuck in the glass, Miss Lane.
What does it say?
Let me see. If store is closed, inquire upstairs.
Well, that means he lives above the store. Should have thought of that. Come on. This must be the entrance through the hallway.
It's pitch dark. How do we find the stairs?
Stumble over my desk. I haven't any matches.
Oh, here they are, Miss Lane. Be careful. You go up first, and I'll follow you.
Okay. Are you sure Mr. White said he was coming to see Dr. Chi-Wan, Jimmy? Jimmy? Jimmy, where are you?
Right here.
Why didn't you answer me? You had me scared to death.
I thought I heard someone moving around in the hallway. But I guess not.
Well, don't do that again, will you? When I talk to you, please answer. I'm beginning to feel sorry I brought you along.
Gee, I didn't mean to scare you.
All right, come along.
Miss Lane. What is it, Jimmy? Listen. There is someone down the hallway. I'm sure of it. How do you know? I can hear someone moving. Shh. Hear those boards creak?
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Listen.
Yes, I heard that. Jimmy, what do we do?
Maybe it's just some tramp moving around. Miss Lane, let's get up to the landing.
Okay, I wish it wasn't so dark.
He's coming up the stairs after us, whoever it is.
Where's the door? There must be a door to Dr. Wan's apartment, Jimmy.
Don't move. He's coming, all right.
Jimmy, where are you?
Right here. Stand back against the wall, Miss Lane. Here he comes.
What happened, Jimmy?
I kicked him in the shins. Quick, find the door and bang on it.
Yes. Yes, here it is. Dr. Wan! Dr. Wan!
We don't have to worry about that guy, Miss Lane. I gave him a kick he won't forget for a long time. Who is there?
Miss Lane of the Daily Planet, please open the door quick.
Come in.
Close the door quickly and lock it, will you? Oh, thank goodness.
May I ask what is wrong?
Someone followed us up the steps. If it hadn't been for Jimmy here, I don't know what had happened.
Why did you come here, Miss Lane?
We're looking for Clark Kent and Mr. White, the editor of our paper. Haven't they been here? They said they were coming, Dr. Warren.
Please, to sit down, both of you. Possibly you can explain something to me.
But listen, has Mr. White been here?
Yes. Both Mr. White and Mr. Kent were seated in this room not 5 minutes ago. They vanished into thin air.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Mr. White was seated in the very chair you are in now. Mr. Kent was opposite him on the couch.
Yes.
Tea was being served, as you can readily see. I excused myself for a moment to get something. While I was out of the room, I heard my name called. I rushed back, but they were gone. Both of them.
That's strange.
Huh?
Stranger than you think, Miss Lane, since both doors leading from this room were locked.
Oh, what about the windows?
That one was open. It looks out on the rear yard, but they couldn't possibly have gone out the window. There is a drop of 30 feet to a stone walk.
Well, what were they doing here in the first place?
That, unfortunately, is something I cannot explain.
Seems there are a lot of unexplained things happening around here, Dr. Wan. Jimmy, I think we'd better go. You'll please lead us safely to a taxicab, Dr. Wan.
I am sorry, Miss Lane, but I cannot leave this house.
What?
I should advise that you and the boy remain here at least until daylight.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Merely a precaution.
A precaution against what?
Forces over which I have no control.
Is there a phone in the house?
No, the telephone is in my store.
Well, that means we can't even call the police. Well, I've never heard of anything so ridiculous in my...
Please to bear with me, Miss Lane. At some later date, you will have a complete explanation. And now, let me apologize for being a miserable host. Will you and the young man have a cup of tea?
Oh, I think so. How about it, Jimmy?
Oh, sure.
You see, the tea is still quite hot. Evidence that Mr. White and Mr. Kent left here only a short while ago. Sugar, Miss Lane?
2, please.
3 for me.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Young man?
Thanks.
Oh, it certainly isn't.
Yes, it is a special blend of leaves. I feel quite certain you will enjoy. Sugar, Miss Lane?
2, please. 3 for me.
Ah, you have a sweet tooth, young man. Your cup, Miss Lane.
Thank you.
Young man?
Thanks. This tea certainly is pungent.
Yes. It is a special blend of choice leaves. I feel certain you will enjoy it thoroughly.
I'm sure I will. Well, bottoms up, Jimmy.
Don't drink that tea.
It's Superman.
Put those cups down. Both of you. Now, Dr. Wan, you have a little explaining to do.
I do not understand. Who are you? How did you burst through window like some giant bird?
He's Superman. He can fly through the air and break a stone wall with his fists. And I can't believe it.
Who is this man? Why does he wear a red cloak?
I told you, he's Superman.
Who I am is of little importance at the moment, Dr. Wan. There are a few other little matters to be cleared up. Matters that involve murder.
Murder?
That tea in those cups. It's poison.
Poison? Gee, Willikins.
No, it cannot be. It is impossible. Look, I will drink it myself.
Don't be a fool. Now listen to me. 2 men visited you less than half hour ago. Is that true?
Yes. Mr. White and Mr. Kent.
You served them this tea, didn't you?
Yes, but I...
While you were out of the room, Mr. White drank some of the tea. In less than a minute, he collapsed, gasping for breath. He was rushed to the hospital, where even now he is lying at death's door.
No.
It's all right, Miss Lane. Everything possible is being done for him. The doctors say he has a good chance.
You poisoned him. And you tried to poison us.
On the honor of my ancestors, I did not.
One moment. There's a taxi waiting at the door, Miss Lane. I think you and young Jimmy had better go. I'll take care of Dr. Wan.
Well, I'm afraid to go downstairs alone. You see, someone tried to attack us when we came here.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I've seen to that. The driver has instructions to take you back to your office.
Well, I don't suppose there's any way I can thank you for what you've done.
Yes, there is. Don't mention having seen me to a soul. The work I do can only be accomplished if I remain a legend.
You have my promise. Goodbye. So long, Superman. Gee.
So long, Jimmy. And now, Dr. Wan...
You must believe me. I did not know the tea was poisoned. My enemies are like the sands of the desert. It was they who...
Just a moment. Where are the dragon's teeth?
You know about them?
Yes. Where are they?
I have them here. In this velvet case. There are 9 of them. Gathered from the 4 corners of the earth.
And each of these pieces of jade is engraved with a symbol representing a rare herb found only in the mountains of western China.
Yes, but how did you know?
Never mind that. These herbs, when combined and ground into a powder, are said to make the human body free of disease.
Yes, but one must have all 10 herbs, and the 10th dragon's tooth is owned by another.
Walter Huffman, a dealer in jewels.
I am amazed. Amazed. Tell me who you are. How do you know all that you have repeated to me?
I come from another planet, Dr. Wan, the planet Krypton, long since shattered into a million glowing fragments. Here on Earth, I am known as Superman because of the strange powers I possess. The powers of strength, power of speed, but above all, the power to resist disease. Look, this tea is impregnated with deadly poison.
No, do not drink it.
I assure you it will have no ill effect on me. There. You see?
I am witnessing a miracle.
No, Dr. Wan. Merely a strange twist of fate that brought me to Earth. But enough of that. I believe you when you tell me you did not poison the tea.
I would have no reason.
Exactly. But others might have a reason. To get possession of the 9 dragon's teeth.
It can only be Hoffman.
Whoever it is, I will help you. If there is anything at all in the magic of these 10 herbs, it must be given to humanity and not used for personal gain.
You speak, Superman, as I myself have spoken.
Good. Then we can work together. Now tell me more about Walter Huffman.
He is a man who has dealt in jewels for many years.
Yes?
He is shrewd, unscrupulous, a man who would not hesitate to crush anyone who stood in his way.
Where can he be reached?
He maintains an office in the city building. But let me warn you, he is dangerous.
Thank you. I must go now.
What about the dragon's teeth? You wish to take them with you? They are not safe here.
They will be safe until tomorrow, at which time Mr. Kent will call for them. Now remember, not a word of this to anyone.
Nothing shall pass my lips. I will unlock the door for you.
The door? The window is good enough.
The window.
Goodbye, Dr. Wan.
Goodbye. And blessings.
Up! Up! And away!
It is miracle. My eyes have seen miracle.
Salt! Salt!
Don't bother calling your servant, Dr. Wan. He can't hear you. He's gone.
Who is there?
Step back and I will come out of the darkness.
Hoffman.
Yes. Yes, my friend. You don't seem pleased to see me.
How did you enter? Who let you in?
So, your little Chinese boy. I paid him well.
No, you are lying.
Why should I lie? It was also Sao who poisoned the tea you failed to drink. However, I did not come to discuss my methods with you. You know what I want.
No, I do not have them. They have been taken
That
away.
velvet box in your hand. Don't try to hide it behind your back. Give it to me.
No, never.
You heard what I said. Give it to me.
No, help!
Shut up, you fool.
Calling radio car 782. Radio car 782. Departmental order 4953. Report to number 44 Boyer Street. Homicide. I will repeat. Calling radio car 782. Radio car.
Copy, boy, copy.
Come in. Yes, Mr. Horgan.
Here, rush this down, Jimmy. Tell Riley to squeeze it into page 2. He's a Chinaman, but he's important.
Gee, Willikers. Dr. Wan.
What's the matter? You know him, Jimmy?
You bet. Miss Lane. Miss Lane.
Yes, Jimmy?
Miss Lane, look at this.
Chinese scholar murdered.
Yep.
Dr. Chi Wan, eminent authority on Oriental art, was beaten to death tonight in the living room of his apartment at 44 Boyer Street. Jimmy, is this your idea of a joke?
It's no joke. Honest, it isn't. It just came in on the teletype from police headquarters. Read the rest of it.
Okay. Superficial examination revealed that Dr. Wan had been struck with a blunt instrument. Oh, Jimmy, this is terrible. Why, we spoke to him less than a half hour ago.
That's right.
Perhaps Kent just called from the hospital. He's with Mr. White. I'm going to rush down and talk to him about this.
Can I come?
No, you'd better stay here. I'll be back soon.
Miss Lane, you don't think Superman...
That's just what I'm wondering, Jimmy. I'll see you later.
Dr. Marston, wanted in surgery. Dr. Marston, wanted in surgery.
Well, Mr. White's fine, Lois. Too bad you can't see him, but visiting hours are over.
Well, that's not what I rushed down here for. Here, read this.
What? Great Scott. Oh, this is impossible. I just left him.
You just left him.
Well, I mean about an hour or so ago.
Well, anyhow, listen to this. Jimmy and I were sitting in his apartment less than a half hour ago. Suddenly, a man in a blue costume and a red cape came crashing through the window. Jimmy recognized him immediately.
Who was it?
Superman.
Oh, Lois, don't tell me you believe Superman really exists.
Well, I saw him with my own eyes. He seemed to know my name and Jimmy's name. In fact, he knew everything. If it hadn't been for him, both Jimmy and I would have swallowed some of the same tea that poisoned Mr. White.
I don't get the point of all this, Lois.
I'm coming to it. Superman suggested that Jimmy and I go back to the office. He had a taxicab waiting for us outside Dr. Wan's house. We left him there alone with Dr. Wan.
I still don't understand.
He was alone with Dr. Wan. And the next thing, Dr. Wan's murdered.
Oh, but Lois, you don't think...
I'll tell you what I think. Superman knows who killed Dr. Wan.
You're just jumping to conclusions, Lois.
Maybe I am, but I'm going to find out if it's the last thing I do. I'll spread this story across the front page. Listen, if Superman is half the man he's supposed to be...
I'll never forget it as long as I live, Lois. I was sitting opposite Chi Wan, no further away than you are. He looked at me, and there was something strange in his eyes. And then he said, before the next sun rises, I'll be dead. He was right.
But what were you and Clark Kent doing down there in the first place, Mr. White?
Well, he telephoned me and said he had something important to discuss. Come in.
Oh, hello, Lois. You wanted to see me, Mr. White?
Yes, Kent. Come on in. Sit down.
Well, you seem to have recovered from the ill effects of that poison tea, Mr. White.
Kent, how in heaven's name you ever got me to the hospital in time will always be a mystery.
Yes, that's another thing I wondered about. Dr. Wan said you both vanished into thin air.
No, wait a minute. We'll come to that later. Oh, Kent, I was telling Lois how poor Chi Wan called the turn on his own death.
Yes, he seemed to know it was coming.
But you still haven't told me what you two were doing at Dr. Wan's apartment. Why you went there. What happened? Well?
You tell her, Kent.
Well, here's the whole story, Lois. It seems that Dr. Wan had discovered an ancient Chinese manuscript that revealed a great medical secret.
The secret of everlasting life.
What?
The manuscript said that the 10 teeth of the sacred green dragon were each engraved with a symbol describing 10 medicinal herbs found in the mountains of western China.
Wait a minute. What's the sacred green dragon?
It was carved out of wood. They used it as an idol in a Chinese temple.
And its teeth were pieces of pure jade.
Oh. Go on.
Well, these 10 herbs, according to Dr. Wan's interpretation of the ancient manuscript, when ground into a powder, would render the human body free of disease.
Sounds like a pipe dream to me.
That's what I said.
Well, at any rate, Dr. Wan had found 9 of the dragon's teeth, and the man who owned the 10th, a jeweler named Walter Huffman, was trying to get them away from him. Dr. Wan feared for his life and wanted Mr. White to take the 9 pieces of jade in case anything happened to him.
That's when I took a drink of that poison tea and went out like a light.
That's right. Dr. Wan was out of the room at the time getting the jade, but Mr. White looked so sick I couldn't wait for him to return. So
I guess that's about where Jimmy and I came in. You see, I figured you were both out on a big story, so I followed you down to Chinatown with Jimmy.
You shouldn't have done that, Lois.
Well, maybe not, but I did. At any rate, we got to Dr. Warren's apartment after being chased up the steps. He told us you'd been there. He was completely baffled by your sudden disappearance. Then he offered us some tea. Both Jimmy and I were about to drink it when someone came crashing through the window and knocked the cups out of our hands. Now, you can laugh if you want to, but it was Superman.
You hear that, Kent? Lois says this Superman was dressed in a blue costume and a red cloak.
Yes, she told me.
What do you make of it?
It's a little hard to believe.
Kent, young Jimmy Olsen spoke to me a few hours ago. Swore that he'd seen Superman 3 or 4 times, down South America and out west. Have you ever seen him, Kent?
Who, me?
Yeah. You've been with Jimmy on all those trips.
No, I can't say I have, Mr. White.
Well, I saw him, and I'm not nearsighted. Not only that, but I'm convinced he was the last one to see Dr. Warren alive. We should make every effort to get him to come forward and tell his story.
Well, what do you think of that, Kent? Lois wants me to run a front-page appeal to this Superman, whoever he is.
Wait a minute. I have it here. Listen to it. An open letter to Superman. 3 days ago, the brilliant Chinese scholar, Dr. Chi Wan, was brutally murdered in his apartment. The Daily Planet has reason to believe that you, Superman, were the last person to see Dr. Wan alive. In the name of decency, we ask you to come forward and tell all you know.
How does that strike you, Kent?
Well, it doesn't, Mr. White.
Why not?
I don't know, but I don't think it'll do any good. I think the best bet is to question Walter Huffman.
The police have already done that. They can't pin a thing on him.
Hey, you must have a reason for not wanting Superman to come forward, Mr. Kent. What is it?
Reason? Why should I have a reason?
Oh, I don't know, but I wonder...
Well, the only thing is that if there's no such person as Superman, we'll be the laughingstock of the city. Wait a minute. I thought I heard someone at the door. Jimmy!
Jimmy Olsen. Now, what do you mean by eavesdropping at my office door?
I didn't mean it.
What?
I mean, I couldn't help it.
Well, just what do you mean? Close the door, Kent.
All right. Well, I heard you talking about Dr. Chi Wan and Superman. Before I knew it, I was down on one knee listening through the keyhole. Listen, you're all wrong about Superman. He's as real as you are, Mr. White. Remember when we were out west with Comanche Joe, Mr. Kent? Didn't the Indians see him flying through the air, and didn't they call him the man who flies like a bird? Didn't they?
Yes, but...
And even before that, when we went down to South America to find that sunken gold ship, didn't Superman rescue me from that tunnel where those Spanish fellas locked me up? And didn't I talk to him?
Well, you said you did.
Well, I did. Well, Superman's real, all right. He's the strongest guy in the world. He can knock a hole in a brick wall and push over a locomotive.
That's enough.
But I tell
We're
you...
not paying you to make speeches.
But listen,
your
Mr.
job is
White...
to run copy. Now get back to work. Go on.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
I mean, yes, sir.
Go on, get out.
All right,
Get.
I'm going.
Poor kid, he's scared stiff.
Wait a minute, Kent. I want to think over this open letter to Superman that Lois wants me to run.
Are you really serious about running that, Chief?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, do as you see fit. I'm going to investigate Walter Huffman. The police reported that Dr. Wan's 9 pieces of jade are missing. And it's my hunch that not only is Huffman responsible for Chi Wan's death, but that he now has all 10 dragon's teeth. So what's the use of running that open letter? Don't you agree with me, Chief?
No. Give me the press room.
But, now listen, Chief.
Fogarty, Perry White, save me a box on the front page. About 24 lines over 2 columns. Rip out whatever you've got there now. Workstray, Superman wanted in murder mystery. Workstray, Superman wanted in murder mystery.
Walter Huffman speaking.
A reporter from the Daily Planet would like to see you, Mr. Huffman.
The reporter?
Yes?
Send him in. The Daily Planet.
Mr. Huffman?
Come in, please.
Thank you.
What can I do for you, young man?
My name is Clark Kent, Mr. Huffman. I'm with the Daily Planet.
Yes?
The editorial staff is presenting a gift to one of our women employees who is about to be married.
Yes?
We thought a jade necklace might be a nice gift, and since I understand you deal in jade, I came to you first.
You understand I deal in jade?
Oh, yes. Don't you?
Sometimes, Mr. Kent. Sometimes I deal in other things.
Do you have some jade on hand?
No, Mr. Kent. I have no jade.
None at all?
None at all.
Oh. Well, that's too bad.
Yes, Mr. Kent, it is too bad. You work for the Daily Planet?
Yes, I'm a reporter.
Then you have seen this paper.
Huh? Oh, that. Oh, that's not in my department.
I see. Not in your department?
No.
You know this Superman?
Do I know him? No, I don't.
Somebody on your paper knows him.
Well, that I couldn't say.
You couldn't say?
No.
Of course, you are aware that Chi Wan was my friend? That the police questioned me about his untimely death?
I read that in the paper.
Yes, of course.
Well, now, about the jade, Mr. Huffman...
I'm sorry, but I have no jade. Perhaps some other time, Mr. Kent. Thank you for calling.
Well,
Good day.
Yes, goodbye.
Fooling. Huffman, come up at once. I need you for something very important. Very important.
Mr. White. Mr. White.
Right here.
Telegram, Mr. White.
Now, let me have it. Great Scott.
What is it?
Get Clark Kent from Lois Lane. Tell him I want him here in my office at once.
Yes, sir, I'll tell him.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever heard of. What a story it'll make. Give me the press room. Story of the year. Hello, Fogarty. Perry White. I want the front page of tomorrow's first edition kept wide open until you hear from me. Right.
Jimmy said you wanted to see me, Mr. White.
Where's Kent?
Well, he left the office about an hour ago. Hasn't come back.
Now, here, read this. Just came in.
Yes. Editor, Daily Planet. I am willing to tell my story about Chi Wan's murder, but for reasons which you should understand, I cannot come to you. You must come to me. I will meet you in the Carson Mansion tonight at 8. The door will be open. Walk in. Signed, Superman. Good heavens, Mr. White.
The Carson Mansion's about 5 miles out of town. We can't wait for Kent. It's 7:30 now. Do you want to go along with me?
Do I? I should say so.
Okay, get your hat and coat. We haven't much time. That's the place up ahead. Used to be owned by Carson, the millionaire overman. Been deserted for 5 years. I guess we turn in here.
Gee, it certainly is lonesome looking, all boarded up.
Come on. Let's go right on up to the door.
Gee, certainly picked a lonely place to meet us. Didn't the telegram say the door would be open?
Huh? Oh, yes. And it is. Follow me, Lois.
Mr. White, I don't like it in here. What's that?
A bell. Tolling the hour. It's just 8.
Mr. White, do you think that wire really was from Superman?
Mr. Cairns,
Mr. Kent, wait a minute.
Oh, what is it, Jimmy?
Gee Willikins, where were you?
Oh, I just stepped out for a while. Why, what's cooking?
Oh, Mr. White was looking for you. He got a telegram. It must have been important, because he and Miss Lane left in an awful hurry. They said they couldn't wait for you.
Well, what was the telegram about?
Gee, I don't know, but when Mr. White read it, he said, Great Scott. You don't think maybe it had something to do with Chi Wan and the Dragon's Teeth, do you?
Yeah. We'll take a look in Mr. White's office. Maybe we can find the wire.
Boy, this sure is getting exciting.
When did they leave, Jimmy?
Oh, about 20 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. Close the door, Jimmy.
Okay.
Oh, let's have a look here. Over here. No, there's no telegram on his desk. Take a look in the waste paper basket, Jimmy.
Okay. I don't see it.
Try and remember, Jimmy. Didn't Lois or Mr. White say who the telegram was from?
No, they didn't. It's not in the waste paper basket either.
Wait a minute. We're just a couple of dumbbells. All we've got to do is call the telegraph office and get a copy of the wire.
Sure, that's right, Mr. Kent.
Made this. Oh, operator, give me the telegraph office. That's right. You say they left in a hurry, Jimmy?
And how? I didn't even get a chance to ask Miss Lane what was wrong.
Wait a minute. Hello? Telegraph office? This is the Daily Planet. Yes. We received a wire about a half hour ago. That's right. And we'd like to get a copy of it. Yes.
Precious minutes slip away as Clark Kent endeavors to learn the contents of the mysterious telegram. Meanwhile, Lois Lane and Perry White are waiting in the musty darkness of the deserted Carson mansion, listening to the distant peal of a church bell striking the hour of 8.
What's that, Mr. White? That noise.
Church bell, pulling the hour. You're just on time.
Mr. White, do you think he's here?
We'll find out soon enough. Wet, foul-smelling places I ever saw. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Listen. Someone opened the door.
It might have been the wind.
No. I hear footsteps.
You're right. Who's there? Who's there?
I don't hear the footsteps anymore.
I'm going to strike a match.
Don't strike any matches.
Who are you?
I am Superman.
That voice, Mr. White. It isn't Superman.
How do we know you're Superman? Show yourself.
That I cannot do. You will have to believe me. You ask for information? I'm ready to give it to you.
Ask him what he was doing at Dr. Wan's house.
What were you doing at Chi Wan's house the night he was killed?
What difference does that make? You're interested only in one thing. The man who committed the crime.
Who was it?
Listen to me. Listen carefully. The man who killed Chi Wan. Gee whiz, Mr. Kent. What makes you so sure Superman didn't send that telegram to Mr. White?
Now, Jimmy, you've asked me that same question a dozen times. I'm sure he didn't.
Yeah, but what makes you so sure? Are you Superman's personal friend or something?
What?
I said, are you Superman's personal friend?
Why, of course not. Whatever gave you that idea?
Well, you're so positive he didn't send that telegram to Mr. White. I thought maybe he told you he didn't.
No, he didn't tell me anything. Nobody told me anything. Just keep your shirt on now. We'll get to the bottom of this in short order.
Okay.
Ah, that's the Carson mansion up ahead.
Oh, what are you stopping for?
I think we'll go the rest of the way on foot. Come on, Jim.
Say, There's a car in the driveway, Mr. Kent.
Yes. Mr. White's car. Keep your voice down, Jimmy.
The house is all boarded up.
Mm-hmm. It's been empty for years. Here, get on the grass. That gravel makes a racket.
Okay. Do you think Miss Lane and Mr. White are inside the house?
I imagine so. Come on. We'll sneak up to this window. Some of the boards have been torn loose and the glass is broken.
Listen to me. Listen carefully.
I hear a voice.
Quiet, Jimmy.
The man who killed T1 is known to me and me alone.
Mr. Kent, did you hear that?
Quiet, Jimmy.
Who is that man? Who killed T1?
That's Mr. White talking.
Yes, I know. Quiet.
I will be able to tell you within 48 hours. In the meantime, you must make no attempt to find out for yourself.
Why must we wait 48 hours?
Because he doesn't know. He's lying. He isn't Superman.
Gee, Mr. Kent.
You stay here, Jimmy. Don't move from this spot. I'll be back. I figured something like this was happening. Looks like it's high time the real
Superman took over. Now, if this back door is open... No, it's locked. And I'd crash through, but I don't want to make too much noise. Yeah, this window will do the trick. Rip the boarding off quietly. Quietly. There, that's one. Blast this noise. Two. One more and I can climb through once I get the window open. There. That does it. Hope nobody heard me. Now to raise the window. And up over the sill. There. This must be the kitchen. I can hear voices from the front of the house. It's a good thing I can see in the dark.
There's nothing I can tell you now. You must wait 48 hours.
No, my phony friend. We're not waiting. I'll just open this door quietly.
But how do we know whether to believe you? How do we know you're Superman?
Who else could I be?
That's what I want to know.
Hey, let go of me!
What's happening? Mr. White!
Wait a minute. I'll light a match.
Did you hear that? Something's happened.
Here. Here's a light now.
Look. There on the floor.
Great Scott. It's a man. Out cold.
Lois! Mr. White!
That sounds like Clark Kent's voice.
Mr. White!
Now, what in the name of heaven are you doing here?
Jimmy and I decided to follow you after we got a copy of that telegram. What happened?
Everything that could happen. Look, consign this match and burn up.
Here, wait. I've got a flashlight in my pocket. There.
Gee, Wilkins. There's a man on the floor. Is that Superman?
No. It's someone who tried to palm himself off as Superman. I still don't know what happened. You see, he was talking to us, telling us we'd have to wait 48 hours before he could let us know who killed Chi-Wan, when suddenly I heard a burst of wind, another man's voice, and then the sound of blows.
Whoever hit him certainly didn't pull his punches. That shiner he's got. I wonder who it was.
Let's get him back to the office where we can question him. You take the flashlight, Lois. Mr. White and I'll carry him.
Shucks, I'm disappointed. I thought sure I was going to see Superman again.
All right, keep moving, Jimmy. A lot of questions to ask this bird, and the sooner we get back to the office...
Now, look here, you. We've wasted enough time. Are you going to talk, or do we have to turn you over to the police?
I told you all I know. You paid me $50 to do the job.
Walter Huffman paid you $50 to impersonate Superman?
That's right. He told me what to do and what to say. I used to be an actor, but I've been out of work for 3 months, and I needed the money.
What happened at the Carson Mansion? Who knocked you out?
I don't know. Someone jumped out of the darkness. It felt like a sledgehammer.
Come in. Well, what is it, Reynolds?
I checked Huffman's office. It's closed. Nobody there. Elevator boy says Huffman and the Chinaman left a couple of hours ago. They were carrying bags.
Okay. Here, take this guy out.
Okay.
Call Captain Riley at headquarters and have him picked up.
Yeah.
You said if I talked, you'd let me go.
You didn't talk enough. Take him, Reynolds.
Come on, Smarty.
Well, now where are we?
Exactly right where we started from.
No, we're not. I've got it.
What have you got?
Well, it all ties in. Huffman told this actor to tell you he'd reveal Chi-Wan's killer within 48 hours. Why 48 hours?
You tell me.
Because he needed 48 hours to get away with the 10 pieces of jade, the dragon's teeth.
Where could he get to in 48 hours?
To the west coast, where boats leave for China. Reynolds just told us he was seen leaving his office building carrying bags. Hu Ling, the man who used to work for Dr. Wan, was probably with him.
Kent, I think you've hit it. Call all the airlines. Find out whether he took passage for California. If he did, we'll be on his trail.
according to this timetable, we'll land at San Francisco about midnight. Huffman only has a 2-hour start on us.
Well, that may be more than enough if he can catch a boat.
Well, you checked on that before we left, didn't you?
Yes, there's a freighter sailing from San Francisco at midnight. I wish you hadn't insisted on coming along, Lois. I could have handled this much better alone.
Well, the miracle man.
No, I didn't mean it that way, Lois.
Well, how did you mean it? Now, don't tell me you could have gotten to San Francisco faster than this plane is taking us. Or maybe you can fly. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Oh, now you're being silly.
Oh, no, not at all. You do everything so well, it isn't beyond the realm of possibility to believe that you can float through the air with the greatest of ease.
Oh, let it go. We've got a long trip ahead of us, so just relax.
Where are we now, Clark?
Passing over the Mississippi. We're 20 minutes behind schedule. Looks like bad weather ahead.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. See those dark patches ahead of us? Storm clouds.
And here comes one of the pilots. Ask him.
Oh, sure. We're running into bad weather, aren't we?
Oh, nothing serious.
Gee, I hope not.
Don't worry, miss.
Don't worry, huh?
Well, there really isn't much to worry about. These big ships are safe enough.
You know, I was thinking that unless we can prove Walter Huffman had something to do with Chiwan's murder, well, we're just wasting time and money making this trip.
Oh, what about the dragon's teeth? The 10 pieces of jade?
That, I think, is a fairy tale. Do you believe it?
Believe what?
That the dragon's teeth are endowed with magic properties.
Well, nobody said they were. According to Dr. Wan, each of them is engraved with a Chinese symbol that identifies a medicinal herb found in the mountains of West China.
I know, and when the 10 herbs are ground into a powder, that powder will render the human body free of disease forever. My, that'll put an awful lot of doctors out of business.
Well, there may be more to it than you think, Lois. The Chinese, in some respects, are remarkable people. After all, they did discover gunpowder centuries ago. This may be another remarkable discovery that has remained a secret for thousands of years.
Well, I'm from Missouri. You gotta show me. What happened?
We hit an air pocket. It's getting a little rough. You better fasten your safety belt.
Okay. There now. Say, what happened? Did we run into a storm? Did they land?
No, they usually ride it out by flying above it. Yeah, they're gaining altitude now. You're not frightened, are you?
Oh, no, but I don't like it too much. Gee, my ears are beginning to ache.
Try and yawn. That usually helps. Oh, here. Chew this piece of gum.
Oh, thanks. Oh!
And another pocket.
What makes the plane drop like that?
Well, it's like being on a boat in a rough sea. You ride up to the crest of a wave and then drop down to the trough. Instead of sea waves, we're running into air waves. That's about the size of it. Is your belt fastened?
Yeah.
We'll probably find good weather further up. They usually do.
What? We're turning over.
No, we're not. Just pitching a little.
I'd feel better if there were more passengers on board, you know it?
Just 2 men up front. Really, Lois, there's no... Oh, that was a bad one. I thought I heard something fall. Yes, I did. The stewardess. She struck her head on a chair arm in the rear of the plane. I'll be right back, Lois.
Don't leave me, please, Clark. I'm frightened.
Now, just sit tight. Nothing can happen.
Well, hurry back, will you?
This stewardess got a nasty crack. Not cold. I'll just sit her up in a chair. Yeah, that's better. Probably just stunned. Yeah, but those motors, they're missing badly. I'm beginning not to like this. Those motors conk out on it, we'll crack up. Maybe I'd better take a hand as Superman. First, out with the lights. Where's that switch? Now, here it is.
Where are you?
Right here, Lois. Be right with you.
Now, the only emergency exit is in the pilot's room up in the nose of the ship. But the door's locked. I could crash through it, but... No, wait. Stewardess has the key. Ah, here it is, right here in her pocket. Boy, those motors won't hold out much longer. We're losing altitude fast. Captain.
You get away from me or I'll shoot.
Put that gun down. Put it down, I said.
I want you. Great Scott! That bullet, it just bounced off your chest.
There isn't time to explain that now. Sweet dreams, Captain. Uh-oh. Where has it been? I hope I haven't waited too long. The altimeter. Only 7,000 feet. There's only one thing to do. Get out of this plane and carry it down.
You're all right, Lois. Here, drink some water.
Oh, what happened?
Nothing at all. You just fainted.
The plane was falling, twisting, and then everything went black.
Yes, but the pilot managed to land in an open field.
Well, where are we now?
In a hotel 5 miles from where the plane came down. Now, look, Lois, I've got to go on, and Well, I don't think you're in any condition to travel. Certainly not by plane.
But there's a storm. The plane can't be flying.
Well, I've arranged for a private ship.
You can't fly in weather like this. It's suicide.
Well, the pilot of this plane is an ex-Army aviator. He'll get through. Now, you'd better spend the night here and then take a train back east in the morning.
All right, if you insist.
I think it's best. Tell Mr. White I'll call him the moment something breaks. So long.
Bye. And good luck.
Thanks, Lois.
As he stepped from the elevator on the main floor of the hotel, Clark Kent walked quickly through the lobby, confident that now he could be waiting at San Francisco when Huffman arrived. But unknown to him, two bright, beady eyes followed him, the eyes of Walter Huffman. Suddenly, the jeweler speaks to the sallow-skinned Oriental at his side.
Fooling. You see that man who just passed through the lobby?
Yes, Hoffman.
He may be wrong, but he looked very much like that newspaper reporter who came to see me. Kent, I think his name was. Remember I told you about him?
Yes, I remember. Was that not why we left so quickly because of him?
Exactly, Fooling. He thought they were suspicious, those newspaper people.
How did he find out we were here by this hotel?
That's what bothers me. He couldn't possibly know I decided to stop off here for a few days in case we were being followed.
It's strange. Very strange. Maybe you are mistaken.
Possibly. I'll see. You wait here. I beg your pardon, but is Mr. Kent registered?
Mr. Kent, I'll see. No, sir, we have no Mr. Kent.
A newspaper reporter from the East?
No, I'm sorry. Oh, did you say newspaper reporter?
Yes, from the Daily Planet.
Well, now, we have a young lady reporter registered, Miss Lois Lane. She was a passenger on that plane that made a forced landing. And now that you speak of it, sir, there was a gentleman with her. And I think his name was Kent, but he didn't register.
What room is Miss Lane in?
Miss Lane is in 507.
Thank you.
Right, well.
I was right, Lane. It was Kent.
What do we do now?
He's not registered, but another reporter is, a young lady. Follow me.
Yes, sure.
Fifth floor, please.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Now listen closely. The girl, her name is Lois Lane, is in room 507. I must find out what she and Kent are doing here. I will pretend I'm a friend of Kent's. You remain here in the hall. He returns before I'm through. Lead him away on some pretext. You understand?
I understand. Perfect.
Good. I won't be alone.
Who's there?
Miss Lane? A friend of Mr. Kent's.
Just a moment.
How do you do, Miss Lane? My name is Smith.
Yes?
I met Mr. Kent in the lobby. He is an old friend of mine.
Well, won't you come in?
Thank you. Mr. Kent said you had a rather frightening experience. Your plane was forced down?
Yes, it was terrible. I don't suppose I'm much of an air traveler.
How long do you and Mr. Kent expect to stay here?
Well, Clark's left already. He's on his way to the coast. I'm returning east by train tomorrow.
Oh, Mr. Kent is on his way to the coast. Business, perhaps?
Yes. Did you say your name was Schmidt?
Edward Smith.
Well, if your name is Schmidt, what are the initials WH doing on that handkerchief in your breast pocket?
I
know who you are. You're Walter Huffman. Operator.
Put down that phone.
Operator. Oh!
Now, pick your phone up. Replace the receiver on the hook.
What do you want?
Answer it. It was a mistake. Answer it. Do you hear me?
Never mind, operator. It's... Yes?
How do you do? My name is Schmidt. Edward Schmidt.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
If your name is Schmidt, why does your pocket handkerchief carry the initials WH?
Oh, that well...
You're lying. Your name isn't Schmidt. I know who you are. Walter Huffman.
Now, wait a minute.
Operator.
Put down that phone.
Operator. Oh!
Now, pick up the phone. Pick it up. Replace the receiver on the hook.
What do you want?
Answer it. Answer it. Answer it. Do you hear me? Said it was a mistake.
Never mind, operator. was a mistake.
Thank you, Miss Lane. You are a smart girl.
What do you want?
What do I want? Nothing. The question is, what do you want? For what reason were you and Mr. Kent en route to San Francisco?
That's none of your business.
I am afraid I will have to make it my business. You are following me. Why?
Because you met...
Say it, Miss Lane. Because I murdered Dr. Chivan. You don't have to be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
So you think I am responsible for Chivan's death? Of course you have evidence.
Enough to send you and that Chinese partner of yours to the chair.
Really? I am sure Hu Ling will be interested. Don't move, Miss Lane. It might be dangerous. Hu Ling.
Yes, Huffman?
Come in. Hu Ling, this is Miss Lois Lane, reporter for the Daily Planet newspaper.
This humble person is honored, Miss Lane.
Miss Lane has just told me, Hu Ling, that she has enough evidence to send both of us to the electric chair for the murder of Chivan.
There is an old Chinese proverb, he who bears witness walks in the shadow of death.
A very good proverb, Hu Ling.
You can't frighten me.
We are not trying to frighten you, Miss Lane. Are we, Hu Ling?
Certainly not, Mr. Hoffman. That would be to show discourtesy to a lady.
But we would like to know, Miss Lane, just what evidence you have.
All right. I haven't any evidence against you.
And yet you and Mr. Kent wasted no time following us. You must have had suspicions.
Right. Just accompanied Mr. Kent. I wasn't told why we were making the
You
trip.
do not lie convincingly, Miss Lane. But that is unimportant. I think it would be dangerous to leave you here alone.
I'm returning east in the morning.
No. You are going west with us. But first, there is a little matter to attend to. How did Mr. Kent continue on to San Francisco?
By plane.
All planes were grounded because of the weather.
He hired a private plane.
Then we will go by train. Hu Ling, in that desk drawer, you will find some telegraph planes.
Yes, old man. These are the ones you wish?
Yes, thank you. Now we will send Mr. Kent a telegram. Where can he be reached?
I don't know.
Come, Miss Lane. Don't make it difficult.
Are there not other methods, Hoffman?
I don't think that will be necessary. Well, Miss Lane?
I tell you, I don't know.
Very well. We'll have to make use of our ingenuity. Mr. Kent probably suspects that Hu Ling and I are journeying west to take passage on a boat for China. Therefore, he will search for us at the pier. Since there is only one line now operating between America and the Orient, the Eastern Star Line, that is where we will send the telegram.
You are very clever, Hoffman.
Thank you, Hu Ling. Now, what shall we say?
Doesn't matter what you say. He'll never get it.
That is a chance we must take. Mr. Clark Kent, care of the Eastern Star Steamship Line, San Francisco. Return east at once. Very important. Love, Lois. Take this down to the lobby, Hu Ling, and see that it is sent immediately. Oh, yes, and purchase a veil for Miss Lane. A heavy, dark veil.
I understand, Hoffman. I shall return with haste.
You're mad if you think I'm going with you.
You have two choices, Miss Lane. Either you accompany us quietly, or... I would rather not discuss the alternative.
You wouldn't dare touch me.
When men are desperate, Miss Lane, they will dare anything. Do not force us to take drastic action. You will be better off if you do as we say. Much better off. Hu Ling, I think now we can take the gag off. I'm sure Miss Lane is smart enough to realize we mean her no harm. There. That's better.
You beast, both of you.
I am sure you do not mean
I
that.
mean every word of this. You think you can get away with this? You're crazy.
Please, Miss Lane, you are tired. I will send the porter in to make up your berth. Come, Hu Ling. Remember, Miss Lane, we'll be watching this drawing room. Don't do anything you may regret. Good night.
With Lois Lane, an unwilling passenger on a westbound train, and Clark Kent about to receive a telegram that will send him hurrying back east, Walter Huffman stands a good chance of escaping the country with the precious dragon's teeth. Meanwhile, in the editorial office of the Daily Planet, Editor Perry White is making a frantic attempt to learn the whereabouts of Lois and Kent. Listen.
What in the name of heaven do I have to do to get some information around here? Miss Kenyon! Miss Kenyon!
Yes, Mr. White?
Don't guess me. What about Kent and Miss Lane? Where are they?
Well, I can't seem to find them, Mr. White.
You can't seem to find that. Now, look here. That plane they were on was forced down at Briarville.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? We got that in the news report.
Yes,
and
Mr.
they
White.
said... I told you not to yes me. Did you call the airline?
Yes, sir. No, I mean...
What do you mean?
Well, I called them.
Well, what'd they say?
Well, there were 4 passengers on the
Oh,
plane.
what do I care how many passengers there were? What happened to Lois and Kent?
Well, I'm coming to that. All the passengers were transferred to the Capitol Hotel at Briarville, and they...
Why didn't you say that in the first place? Did you call the hotel?
No, sir, you didn't tell me to.
Must I tell you everything?
No, sir.
Haven't you got a head of your own? Call the hotel.
Yes, sir.
Find out whether Kent's there.
Yes, sir.
If he is, I'll speak to him.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. I'll put the call through myself. You stay here. I may need you.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Get me the Capitol Hotel in Briarville. What? How should I know the number? Call me back. This newspaper certainly has more than its share of numbskull employees. 2 of my best reporters make a forced landing in a storm and haven't brains enough to wire or call me to tell me they're all right. Miss Kenyon.
Yes, Mr. White.
What did they say at the airline? Was the plane damaged? Did it crack up?
No, sir.
It didn't crack up?
Well, no, they didn't say.
Oh. Perry White.
On your call to the Capitol Hotel, Mr. White.
Yes?
The Briarville Exchange does not answer, Mr. White.
Why not?
The wires are down because of the storm. I'm sorry, sir.
All right, forget it. She's sorry. That's a hot one.
You shouldn't be so worried, Mr. White.
No, I shouldn't, I shouldn't. And who is going to worry if I don't?
But nothing can happen to them.
You're sure of that?
No, I'm not sure, but...
Come in. Come in.
Hello, Mr. White.
Kent.
Surprised to see me?
All right, Miss Kenyon. Get out. Close the door behind you. Kent, what on earth happened?
Well, we were forced down outside Briarville. Bad weather. I took Lois to the Capitol Hotel, left her there, and continued on to San Francisco by private plane.
Go on.
When I got there, the first place I visited was the Eastern Star Steamship Line, the only line in service to China. There was a telegram waiting there for me, so I flew back.
Flew back? What do you mean, flew back? All the planes were grounded.
Well, I hired another private plane.
Ah.
We made it in good time.
Now, wait a minute. The telegram. What did it say, and who was it from?
Why, it was from Lois. Said to come back east at once. Where is Lois?
That's what I'd like to know.
You mean she's not here? She didn't return?
No, and I haven't heard from her either.
You haven't? I don't like this. I'll put a call through to the Capitol Hotel in Briarville.
No, I've already done that.
Yes?
And the wires are down. Can't get through.
She didn't like Lois to keep us in the dark. I don't understand it. If she sent a wire to me, why didn't she communicate with you somehow?
I've been sitting here tearing my hair out ever since I learned your plane was forced down. In the first place, I had no word from you. And in the second place, I figured you'd never get to the coast in time to stop Huffman.
Well, whether Huffman is stopped or not is unimportant now. We've got to find out what happened to Lois. It's just shot.
Come in.
It's the porter, ma'am. The gentleman say you wanted your berth made up.
Yes, please.
Yes. Won't take me long to make it up, ma'am. No, ma'am. I told this way.
Porter,
Yes,
what's our next stop?
Greenville, ma'am.
Listen, if I gave you a telegram, could you have it sent from Greenville?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go get your blanket.
No, don't do that. I have a piece of paper. You're sure it'll get off all right?
Yes, and we got 5 minutes in Greenville.
Oh, that's fine. Harry White, Daily Planet, Metropolis. In trouble. Have police meet Pacific flyer into San Francisco. Lower.
We're coming into Greenville, ma'am.
Okay, I'm finished. Now, here's the telegram, and here's $1. Please be sure and see that it's sent. You hear me? It's very important.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and I'll be back to make up the berth. Yes, ma'am. I'll have everything tentative just as...
Order.
Yeah,
Order.
Yes, sir. The young lady in that drawing room, Porter, she is all right?
Oh, yes, is she all right?
The reason I asked, Porter, is that she is not well. Something is wrong with her mind. In case she happens to say something to you that sounds queer, don't pay any attention to it.
She ain't said nothing queer, sir. No, sir. She just give me this here telegram to send at Greenville.
Oh, she gave you a telegram?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think you'd better let me see it.
Yeah.
You don't have to bother sending this telegram, Porter. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Come in.
Hold him, ma'am. The gentleman said you all wanted your berths made up.
Yes, please.
Yes, won't take me long to make it up, ma'am. I have it done for you in just a minute. Yeah.
Porter,
Yes, ma'am.
what's our next stop?
Greenville, ma'am.
Well, listen. If I gave you a telegram, could you have it sent from Greenville?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go get your blanket.
No, don't do that. I have a piece of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
You're sure it'll go out all right?
Yes, and we got 5 minutes in Greenville.
Okay, that's fine. Now, let's see. Harry White, Daily Planet, Metropolis. In trouble. Have police meet... Porter, what train is this?
The Pacific Flyer, ma'am.
Thank you. Have police meet Pacific flyer into San Francisco. Lois.
We're coming into Greenville, ma'am.
Okay, I'm finished. Now, here's the telegram, and here's $1. Please be sure and see that it's sent, will you? It's very important.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be right back to make up the berth, too, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll hurry right along and get the porter. Get everything away for you.
Porter.
Yes, sir.
The young lady in that drawing room, is she all right?
Oh, yes, sir. She's all right.
The reason I asked Porter is that she is not well. There is something wrong with her mind. In case she happens to say something to you that may sound queer, don't pay any attention to it.
Oh, yeah, she ain't said nothing, sir.
Fine. I just thought I would mention it.
No, sir. She ain't said nothing queer.
Good. Thank you.
Now, you please excuse me, sir, so I can go and send this telegram for her.
Oh, she gave you a telegram, did she?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think you better let me see it.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to bother sending this telegram, Porter. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And come back a little later to make up the young lady's berth. Right now, I want to talk to her.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'll be right back.
So, Miss Lois Lane, you tried to put one over on Walter Huffman. That is bad. Very bad.
Come in.
Good evening, Miss Lane.
What do you want?
Oh, I just stepped in for a moment to see how you are getting along.
You don't have to worry about me.
Oh, but I do worry. You are very clever.
Get out of here. Get out or I'll ring for the porter.
That won't help you, Miss Lane. The porter understands everything.
What do you mean?
I have explained to him that you are sick. That there is something wrong with your mind.
Why, you...
Don't excite yourself, Miss Lane.
Get out of here. Get out, I say.
I shall remain with you until the train pulls out of the station we are coming into. You see, I don't trust you now. Not after the little trick with the telegram.
You know.
Yes. I have it here in my pocket. And don't try anything like it again, or you may find yourself in trouble.
Huffman, just why are you taking me with you? What are you going to do with me?
That we will decide when we reach our destination.
You've got the jade, the dragon's teeth. What more do you want?
We want to make sure we keep the jade until we are out of reach.
Greenville.
Pull that window shade down, Miss Lane.
No, I won't.
I said pull that window shade down.
No, help!
Shut up, you little fool.
Please, help!
Shut up.
Help!
And stay quiet if you know what is good for you.
What's going on there? Open up.
One moment. Remember what I have told you.
Now, what's going on
In here, conductor?
I'll tell you. He's keeping me prisoner here.
The young lady is not well, conductor.
That's a lie.
Now, wait a minute.
Listen. His name is Walter Huffman. He killed a Chinese back east. And what's more, he stole the dragon's teeth.
What?
I say he stole the dragon's teeth.
Oh, see, conductor, she talks crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. I swear I'm not.
Confidentially, I am taking her to a sanitarium in California.
Oh, maybe I better get a doctor, eh?
He's lying. He killed a man. He's a murderer.
Maybe I better get a cop.
Yes, will you please call one?
As you wish, conductor, but anybody could see the poor girl is not in her right mind.
No, don't believe him. Don't believe him. Don't.
Quiet, my dear.
I guess
Quiet.
she does sound a little off. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered you.
No, please don't
That's
believe me.
quite all
Please
right,
don't.
conductor. A very valiant attempt, Miss Lane. I relieve you now. And remember, you are being watched constantly. Good night.
That may be your call to the Capitol Hotel in Briarville, Mr. White. Maybe the operator got through.
Hey, you take it, Kent. I'm too upset about Lois being missing.
All right. Perry White's office. All right, put him on. It's the call, Mr. White.
Good.
Hello? Hello, this is Clark Kent of the Daily Planet. Clark Kent. That's right. Can you tell me whether Miss Lane is still registered at the hotel? No, Lane. Lane. That's right. I'll hold on.
I hope she's there.
Yeah. Yes? Yes. What? She did? When? Oh, I see. Who was she with? Will you repeat that, please? I see. No, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Well, is she there?
No. She left early tonight with 2 men.
2 men?
One of them was Chinese.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that somehow Walter Huffman and Hu Ling got to her. It means that they took her with them.
Kent, what are we going to do?
Oh, I can see it all now. I suspected that telegram from Lois wasn't on the level, and now I'm sure. You see what happened? Huffman wired me in Lois's name to get me back from San Francisco.
No, what's the difference? What happened? Where's Lois? How can we reach her?
Well, the clerk said they must have taken the Pacific Flyer. No planes were running, and it was the only train out of Briarville.
I'll have that train stopped and every inch of it searched. Hello,
Don't,
operator.
Don't do that, Mr. White, don't. Huffman's no fool. He'll manage to slip through. I've got a better idea.
Never mind, operator. Well, what's the idea, Kent?
Briarville is more than 1,000 miles from Huffman's destination, the West Coast.
Yes.
The fastest train can't make it in under 10 hours.
Well, what's your idea?
I'll hop a plane and get to San Francisco before the train arrives. Then I'll meet Huffman at the station with the police.
All transport planes are grounded. You know that. And anyway,
I
you
can
could...
hire a private ship.
No, nothing can get there in time.
I'll get there. Believe me, Mr. White.
No. We can't take a chance. There's too much at stake.
But we won't be taking any chances.
Now, look here, Kent. You're a smart boy. But there are a few things that you can't do, and one of them is whiz through the air like a bullet.
Oh, maybe I... Oh. No, of course I can't, but the private plane I mentioned can make the trip in 9 hours, maybe less.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right, we'll chance it. But I'll go along with you.
Oh, but you can't, Mr. White.
Well, why not?
Well, it isn't safe.
Well, if it's not safe for me, then it's not safe for you.
Oh, I don't mean that it isn't safe, but...
Well, what in the name of heaven do you mean?
Well, you see, it's only a 2-passenger plane, Mr. White. That's the reason. There's just room for the pilot and 1 passenger, and since I can stand a trip like that better than you can, I thought...
All right. Get going. But get this straight, Kent. Notify me the moment you contact Lois.
Okay, so long.
Racing into the Daily Planet locker room, Kent strips off his street clothes and reveals himself in the blue costume and brilliant red cloak of Superman. He waits for a moment to see that no one is observing him, then strides quickly to a window.
I can catch the Pacific Flyer long before it reaches San Francisco. This is one time, Huffman, that you've bitten off a little more than you can chew. Up, and away!
Huling.
Yes, Huffman.
I have been thinking, Huling. Thinking about that telegram Miss Lane tried to send.
It is said that many men have been hung because of woman's cleverness. Beware, Hoffman.
Yes, we are too close to our goal to let it slip through our fingers now. You realize what it means, Huling? Once we have in our possession the 10 Chinese herbs mentioned by the dragon's teeth, we will own, you and I, a medicine that will cure all disease.
But in the meantime, what about the girl?
I think it's best not to take any chances. If that telegram had been sent, the police would have been waiting for us when this train pulled into San Francisco. Maybe her friend had rough trades.
And what do you suggest?
The next stop is a place called Carson City. We arrive there in 10 minutes. We will get off with Miss Lane, hire or buy a car, and proceed the rest of the way by automobile.
A very clever idea, Hoffman. Very clever.
Huling.
Yes, Hoffman.
I have been thinking, Huling. Thinking about that telegram Miss Lane tried to send.
It is said many men have been hanged because of a woman's cleverness. Beware, Hoffman.
Yes, we are too close to our goal to let it slip through our fingers now. You realize what it means, Huling? Once we have in our possession the 10 Chinese herbs described by the dragon's teeth, we will own, you and I, a medicine that will cure all disease.
But in the meantime, what about the girl?
I think it's best not to take any chances. That telegram she tried to send had gotten through. The police would have been waiting for us in San Francisco with open arms the moment this train pulled in. And for all I know, that reporter Kent may have given the police orders to watch all trains.
Then what do you suggest?
The next stop is a place called Carson City. We arrive there in 10 minutes. We will get off with Miss Lane, hire or buy a car, and proceed the rest of the way by automobile.
A very clever idea, Hoffman. Very clever.
See that our bags are packed and ready to go. I will take care of Miss Lane. Work quickly. There is no time to waste.
Meanwhile, high above the dark countryside, a figure leaped forward in curious flight, following the thin lines of steel lined in and out of mountainous ravines and over towering trestles. Faster and ever faster, mocking even the wind in his flight.
I hope this isn't a wild goose chase. No, I'm certain it isn't. Lois never sent that wire ordering me back east. It was a fake. I should be sighting that train soon. It's somewhere here in the mountains, this side of Carson City. I'm almost sure Lois is on it. And if she is, that means Huffman is there, too. And Hu Ling. All I want with those two is 60 seconds. What was that? Sounded like a train whistle. Yes, it is. And I can see the train down below. Those flickering lights up ahead must be Carson City. Makes a stop there. I wonder whether I'd better wait until it pulls out of the station before boarding it as Clark Kent. And I'll just drop down a little closer and take a look. It's the Pacific Flyer, all right. The only train they could be on. I suppose I could get aboard now as well as any other time. Down! Down! Whoa, just caught myself in time. There's a brakeman swinging a red lantern on the observation platform. Lucky thing he didn't see me. Well, now I'll have to wait until she pulls out of the station. Maybe it's best. She's slowing up. There. She's in the station. I'll drop down and hide behind the observation car until she starts rolling again. Down! Down! There, that does it. Yeah, I'm well hidden here. And the moment the train starts, I'll swing aboard. Lois will certainly be surprised to see me. Not to mention Walter Huffman. Train's starting. The brakeman's probably left the observation platform by now. Yes, he has. Here we go, on board. Up.
You know, Hu Ling, I have a feeling we did a wise thing leaving that train at Carson City.
Certainly no harm was done. Well, it won't help you, Huffman. Nothing will help you. Sooner or later, men like you and that Chinaman in the back seat gets what's coming to them.
You must not lose control of your temper, Miss Lane. The sun is hot, and we have a long trip across the open plains. 300 miles. Conserve your energy.
It is said that anger is poison to the blood. Oh, if you don't stop telling me what's said, I'll... Oh, what's the use? There's no sense trying to talk to either of you. You're not human beings, you're beasts.
Those are very unkind words, Miss Lane. Have we not treated you with the utmost courtesy?
Of course you have. Telling everyone I was crazy.
Well, that, unfortunately, was unavoidable. You will admit, if you are at all fair, that it was clever, no?
Not clever, Huffman. Diabolical. You've got the mind of a devil, Huffman.
You are very complimentary, Miss Lane. I do not deserve it.
You deserve everything that's coming to you, and more. And you'll get it.
Perhaps. You better close that window, Miss Lane. The dust is blowing in.
You were warned about that. Remember, the man you bought the car from said there might be a dust storm.
You're not worried, are you?
No, not the least bit.
Good. I admire women who have courage. It does seem to be blowing up. Keep your eyes open for road markers. We don't want to lose our way.
Oh, this is your little party, Huffman. Keep your own eyes open.
Look, Porter, my name is Clark Kent. See these credentials? This press card. I'm a newspaper man with the Daily Planet.
I'm sorry, sir, but we ain't allowed to give out no information about passengers.
But this young lady was a personal friend of mine.
That don't make no difference, sir.
Now, does this make any difference?
$10 bill. Yes, sir.
All right, now tell me what I want to know. Was the young lady answering the description I gave you on board this train?
Yes, sir. She the one who got back in the belfry.
What?
She kind of crazy.
Who told you that?
The gentleman traveling with her. He said I wasn't to pay no mind if she come out with something queer.
This gentleman who was traveling with her, Porter, did he have an accent?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. And was there a Chinaman with him?
Sure enough.
Where are they now? On this train?
No, sir. They don't got off at Carson City.
With the young lady?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I've got to go after them.
Yeah, but we don't make no stop till we get to Pine Valley. That's a good 2-hour run.
Yes, I know. Well, thanks. Thanks a lot, Porter.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. You're sure enough welcome.
Pine Valley. Every second counts now. If it is, I may not be able to pick up their trail. Oh, why didn't I board the train before it reached Carson City? Well, no sense crying over spilled milk. Got to get off this train the same way I got on, through the observation platform. Here we are. Good thing it's empty. Yeah. Nobody's watching me. Now I can drop Clark Kent.
For Superman. You slipped through this time, Huffman, but it won't be for long. Up, and away!
The dust storm is getting pretty bad. How far back do we get off the road, Miss Lane?
Well, I don't know. I told you this was your little party. You go ahead and run it.
Yeah, I can't see with the dust blowing against the windshield. I have to go out and look around.
You will need some assistance, Huffman.
No, Holding, stay where you are. I will be right back.
Only a fool who thinks he's clever would have started out in the face of warnings
It is not for you to criticize.
I know. It is said that only a critic can criticize.
You had better hold your tongue, young lady.
I can't find the road. The dust is blinding.
Well, now, Mr. Smart Aleck, what's the next move?
Keep quiet, Miss Lane. I'm in no humor for choking.
Well, what do? Sit here and let the dust bury us alive?
We keep going as long as we can, across the plain.
Well, if you listen to that man back in Carson City...
Why must we be subjected to her, Huffman? Must she continue with us?
No, you wouldn't dare.
Who can tell?
Well, maybe it'd be better if we turned back.
Back there. They've lost all sense of direction. There's nothing but dust and more dust, and that wind
But how much longer can we keep going this way? For all you know, we're moving in
I
circles.
told you to keep quiet. Worse by the minute.
What happened?
The car stalled. We are carrying too big a load.
What does that mean?
It means we cannot continue carrying so big a load.
Do as I suggested, Huffman.
Oh, no. No.
I am sorry, Miss Lane. There is no other way.
Oh, no. No, you can't leave me here in the storm. I'll suffocate. The dust...
There's no choice. The car must be light.
But I'm not very heavy.
It is not you alone. Hu Ling must remain behind, too.
You do not mean that, Huffman?
I mean it. With only one in the car, there may be a chance.
It's not human. Oh, please. Please don't leave us behind, Huffman.
I have helped you get the jail, Huffman. It is because of Hu Ling that you have the dragon's teeth.
I know, Hu Ling, but there's nothing else to do.
No, you cannot do this.
Put down that knife, Hu Ling. I have a gun.
If one must live, it will be Hu Ling.
You struck him on the head.
It was my life or his. I'd carry him out and leave him here with you. You'll be all right shortly. Step from the car, Miss Lane.
Oh, no. No, please.
Step from the car.
Hoffman!
Goodbye, Miss Lane. And good luck.
Oh, no. No! No, come back! Come back! Come back! Come back! Hoffman, you can't do this to us. Hu Ling may be dying. Your skull may be fractured from the crack over the head you gave him with your gun.
You think it matters to me what happens to you, too? I have the 10 dragon's teeth. This car cannot carry the 3 of us through this infernal dust storm. So then you two must remain behind.
But that's murder. We're miles from nowhere, and this dust storm is getting worse. I can hardly see or breathe now.
That's too bad.
Huffman, wait. Please listen to me, Huffman.
I am sorry, Miss Lane. You must do the best you can. Goodbye.
Huffman, come back! Come back, Huffman, come back! Oh, I've got to do something. This dust, it's blinding me, choking me. I must go on, but which way?
Ancestors.
Hu Ling, he's coming too. Here, Hu Ling, I'll help you get up. Hu Ling!
You devil woman. Stay away from me.
Devil woman?
Yes, you devil woman. Ancestors, take her away from me. Take from me these million demons that bite and sting my face, blind my eyes, choke my throat.
He's out of his mind.
Ancestors,
Huffman hitting him on the head with his gun.
Ancestors.
That's it.
Ancestors, have mercy. Save me. Save me.
Oh, he's stark raving mad. I've got to do something.
Ancestors, you stay from me. You devil woman.
Listen to me, Hu Ling. I'm not a devil woman. Your ancestors sent me to help you.
Help me?
Yes. I'm no devil. I'm a good spirit. Follow me, Houdini, and I'll save you. Will you follow?
Follow you?
Yes.
Yes, I follow. Where would you go? We go.
Yes. Where? Come, Houdini. Come with me.
On into the swirling death of the dust storm walked this strange pair. A beautiful young girl leading by the hand a half-crazed Chinese. The dust-laden wind wraps itself around them, swallows them up like some great monster as they disappear from sight. Meanwhile, at Carson City, Superman has assumed his disguise of Clark Kent and is trying to pick up the trail of Walter Huffman.
The conductor said the three of them got off the train here at Carson City. That means Huffman, Hooling, and Lois. But why should Huffman decide to get off the train here instead of going on to San Francisco? He may have figured that the police would be waiting for him when he stepped off the train on the coast. Yet he's got to get to San Francisco if he wants to take a boat to China. How? No airport here, so he'd have to use a car. That's it, a car. That means he and the others are on their way to the coast in it now. Guess I'd better get a little information from that policeman over there. Excuse me, officer.
Yes, young man, what can I do for you?
I wonder if you can help me, officer. I'm planning to drive from here to San Francisco starting this afternoon. What's the best way to go?
Well, there's only one way you can go, and you won't be taking it this afternoon.
I don't understand.
The only way of going is across the Great Prairie. You got to hit Mineville before you can pick up the main highway for the coast. And Mineville's on the other side of the prairie.
Oh, thanks very much. That's all I wanted to know.
Wait a minute, fella, wait a minute. Did you notice anything peculiar about the air in this town?
Yeah, no. Kind of windy and dusty, but...
Windy and dusty, eh? You see that huge black cloud hanging low over the horizon there?
Yes, looks like an approaching storm.
Brother, that's a sandstorm. Take my advice and stay here in Carson City till it blows over. Your life would be worth a plugged nickel if you tried to get through that.
Dangerous as all that, eh?
Mister, I've seen people brought in off the prairie after one of these dust storms. They weren't pleasant to look at. It isn't just the dust clogging your nose and throat so you can't breathe. Well, those dust particles driven by a howling wind are just like knives. No, sir. Those people weren't pleasant to look at.
I see. Well, thanks for the tip. I guess I'll wait till it blows over.
Yeah, I would if I were you. It doesn't pay to take chances.
Thanks, officer. Huffman took a chance unless I miss my guess. I better make for that alley where I won't be seen. Unless I'm mistaken, the chances are Lois will be needing my help right now.
Needing the help of Superman. Here's the alley. Now to change quickly. There we are. Now, up, and away!
Keep hold of my hand. We must go on.
No. 1,000 demons fill my eyes, my throat. 10,000 knives cut my face, my hands. You are devil woman.
Please, Hulain, come on. It's our only chance. We've got to keep going until the storm's over.
No. We stop. Hulain, move no further.
Why do you look at me like that?
Who you are?
I've told you, Hulain. I'm a good spirit. That's why your ancestors.
No, you are evil spirit. You are devil woman. You think to trick Hulain going with you?
Oh, no.
Listen.
No.
Listen. Round the scream voice of 1,000 demons. You hear?
Oh, that's the wind.
No. Demons. You bring them.
Hulain, listen. You must try to remember. Huffman. Walter Huffman. He struck you over the head with his gun. Remember, Hulain?
No. You are devil.
Huffman struck you and threw you out of the car. Remember? Then he forced me out of the car and drove off, leaving us alone. Don't you remember, Hulain? Hulain!
Hulain, fight evil spirit.
Oh, no. No, get away!
No, fight evil spirit.
Stay away from me, you madman. You're out of your mind. You're crazy. Stay away.
Hulain, fight evil spirit.
Oh, no. No, Hulain. Please don't. Please.
Meanwhile, red cloaks streaming in the gale, Superman speeds across the prairie, searching, his X-ray eyes piercing the wall of swirling dust.
That cop was right. Easy to understand what this dust storm would do to a mortal person. I've got a feeling the quicker I get to Lois, the better. If I only knew... Wait. There below me. Something. Down! The automobile burned to a charred and blackened hulk. This must be the car. Great Scott, if Lois was in this car. Better investigate. There's no one here. Whoever was driving couldn't see the ravine because of the sandstorm. Car went over the embankment, caught fire. Hello, what's this? What? The teeth. The dragon's teeth. Melted and fused together into one piece by the fire. Well, that's the end of that. I'd better get started again and see if I can't find... Wait a minute. Someone lying over there near those bushes. Why, it's Huffman. Walter Huffman. Let's see. Neck broken. Managed to crawl from the car and then collapsed. Why wasn't Lois with him? And Hu Ling? I'd better look into that right now. Up! Up! And away!
Hu Ling, fight she-devil.
Please, Hu Ling, you must listen to me. Don't you see? The storm's over now. We must go on. We must get out of this prairie.
She-devil try to fight Hu Ling. Now Hu Ling fight you.
Oh, no. No, Hu Ling.
Run. You run, then Hu Ling cut you.
Oh, no, please. Listen to me.
You no run, eh? Then here.
Hu Ling, please. Let go of me.
You no run away. Then Hu Ling use knife on you. Now.
Stop. Put down that knife.
No. Hu Ling kill you.
I'm sorry, Miss Lane. It was the only way to stop him.
Superman.
Yes.
Thank heaven. That madman would have taken my life.
Now, there's no time to lose. I've got to get you two out of this prairie before the dust storm kicks up again. This is only a temporary lull.
Wait. Walter Huffman. He made off in a car with the dragon's teeth and...
You can forget both Huffman and the dragon's teeth. Huffman is dead. The dragon's teeth are gone forever. Once again, a single man's greed has deprived humanity of a means to alleviate much of its suffering. But now, Miss Lane, I'm going to take you and Hu Ling back to Metropolis. There, I've got Hu Ling. If I may put my arm around your waist.
Of course.
Glorious powers and amazing abilities bring matters to a happy and successful conclusion. What further adventures await Superman in his never-ending battle against crime and injustice? Be sure to hear the next thrilling episode and begin our new adventure with Superman.
And remember, tune in the next thrilling installment of the transcription feature, Superman. Up in the sky, look! It's a plane! It's Superman! Superman is a copyrighted